Hello guys, we're here today with another very awesome video. We're here with a Graydle kaiju deck. This is going to be the budget deck. I feel this format that's really decent, really fun as well, but it definitely I don't think is going to be doing too much topping. I think the topping is going to be between majespecters and kozmos, but this is going to be a fun deck to maybe keep some Cosmo players and some majespecter players from topping. So you'll be the person they don't want to see. But this is definitely a very interesting deck. And yeah, as far as Graydles go in general, I feel they're not that bad to tech in and do other stuff with. If you put in too many, Graydle Impact isn't a bad idea, and that makes you want to put in a lot of alligators. So if you run like 3 alligators, maybe Graydle Impact wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But Graydles, they're just really great to pretty much are better than Snatchtail, because if you MST Snatchtail, you gain the monster back. But if you MST the Graydles, the monster is destroyed. So it is a very fun, very good card maybe to run in your deck. No matter what you're playing, Cosmos or majespecters isn't that bad. You just need to know when to side them in, when to side them out, and whatnot. So let's go into our kaijus. So for our kaijus, we run 2 Dorgons and 2 Raidens. These guys, they are the ones you want to special summon to your opponent's side of the field, because you want to have either Gamma Seal, I'm just going to call him Sea Turtle, and then the Sticky String, because these guys actually are the stun. He will, if a card effect is activated, you can remove 2 counters and then negate the activation ban after. That's the one you really want. But then the Sticky Strings allows you to, is pretty much a Fiendish Chain, negate its monster's effects, and it cannot attack until the end of your next turn. So very, very useful. These are the ones you want to have out, but a lot of times it doesn't work like that because you may have trouble getting over them. Getting over these guys. So he's a 3000, he's a 28, but do note that you can always take the kaiju that you put on your opponent's side of the field with the Graydles, but if you have one on your side of the field, it will of course be destroyed. Unless of course you have skill drain out. If you have skill drain, then you can have as many kaijus as you want on your side of the field. But if you do summon out this guy, because he isn't bad, he is a 3000 attack, he can blow up all monsters your opponent controls. He can summon out another 28 beater, a level 7 token, which is really awesome, just being able to summon out those tokens. So he isn't bad to summon to your side of the field either. And so that is it for our kaijus. And then Graydles, so pretty much all the Graydles, if they're destroyed by battle, will allow you to take control of a monster, but Eagle, if destroyed by a monster effect, will let you take control of a monster. Cobra, if destroyed by a trap card, will let you take control. And then Alligator, if destroyed by a spell, will let you take control. And then Slime can destroy 2 Graydle cards to summon himself out. If he's summoned this way, he can summon a Graydle from your graveyard. So the idea is to destroy Eagle to summon out him, and then Eagle gets to take 1. And then if you have another Graydle in your graveyard, you can then summon that out. So you can then go for a synchro summon because he is a level 5 tuner. So he is definitely very useful. And Cobra, you can get Cobra's effect off with Oasis, because if it's MST'd, which you could do yourself, and Cobra was summoned out with Oasis, then you can get the effect off, because all it has to do is be destroyed by a trap card. And then Alligator, of course, will get his effect if he's destroyed by a Graydle Impact, which is really awesome, or by a Geki or Dark Hole or whatever. But if they have Dark Hole, then you don't have a monster to steal. So Alligator is definitely very useful. They're all very useful. And then for spells, 1 Regeki, of course, pretty much the main stun in the deck. Because you don't really want to get rid of your opponent's monsters, you want them to have monsters, so that way you can use your kaiju, so you can use your Graydles. 3 trade-ins. We have 5 targets. It just helps with consistency. If you want, you can replace them with upstarts, but sometimes you may have open up with a whole bunch of kaijus, and just having this card can be very useful, and drawing 2 cards instead of 1 can always help. Terraforming, of course, because you do need to get to your waterfront, so that way you can search your kaijus. This deck is really interesting because when it comes to waterfront and Graydle Impact, you pretty much have 2 cards that can search all of your monsters in your deck. So that just makes the deck so interesting, especially with Impact. Just every end phase you get add a monster to your hand. That's really good, especially a monster that lets you take control of another monster. That's really awesome. And then of course 2 MSTs. And waterfront, if a card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a counter to it, and then if it has 3, you can add a kaiju from your hand, from your deck to your hand, and you don't have to remove any counters to do that. So it's really useful. Just keep on putting cards in graveyard, attack with a Graydle, it goes to graveyard, summons itself out, and then it will, so it can keep on getting up the counters. Its max is 5, so which limits how many times you can use these monsters effect. He requires 3, he requires 2, 2, and then he requires 2. So this is the only one that requires 3. But definitely very useful, and your opponent can also use them. So if you summon them out to your opponent's side of the field, they can also use them. So be careful when you summon Chemiseal and the Sticky String. And then Graydle Split. Graydle Split is really good because it first of all, it increases the monster's attack by 500, and you can target any monster you control, which is actually very useful. Just like nope, 500, and then you could send this card to the graveyard, boom, counter, to destroy the monster, boom, counter, and summon out 2 Graydle monsters. You would summon out Slime and then one of these guys that you need, and then you can go. So it's pretty much a 2-card synchro summon really easily. Just allows you to get what you're missing with your Graydle cards. So very awesome. And then of course, if you do go for a synchro summon, boom, counters. And then Oasis turns them into Wayum, which is very useful. Having Wayum types are very useful because it lets us make Spoxia. You do not get Spoxia's effects to bounce, but its effect to destroy to summon out means you can destroy Eagle to summon out another Eagle or one of the other ones, and then take control of another monster. So Foxy is definitely very useful in the deck. He isn't the strongest, but hey, he can trigger an Eagle and then just really mess with your opponent. And then Skill Drain. Skill Drain's here because of majespecters. And Cosmos aren't so affected by this really at all, so maybe signing out wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But Skill Drain is definitely useful because it will keep them down. It will affect Cosmos and the farm girl, so they might not be able to OTK you with this card, but it doesn't affect any of your monsters. Of course, the kaijus don't matter, so you just summon out this guy, you can summon out any of these guys, and then just summon out this guy and have a 3000 beater. You can actually keep any ones you can, so you can summon this guy to your opponent's side field, this one to your side field, attack with a Graydle into one of their monsters, and then you take damage. So you have to be wary of that, is that you'll be taking a lot of damage with this deck. And then take control of your kaiju, and then you can have 2 kaijus, which could allow you to do a rank 8 or a rank 7, but we do not run any in this deck. And that is it for the main deck. It's a very interesting deck. It's just that you need to open up very balanced. If you open up too one-sided, it can be very bad, and it may take a while to get going. But if you open up with any of your searches, if you open up with your impacts, if you open up with your waterfronts, that puts you at a very good advantage. Allows you to get the cards you need, and then opening up with the Graydle doesn't hurt because you can take any monster, so it's just really awesome. And then anyways, for our extra deck, Star Eater, because you can make Star Eater, all you need is him, level 5, level 8, and then another Graydle, and boom, now you have level 11. And then we have run a whole bunch of level 8s. We have Scar Red, we have Hot Red, although they pretty much do the same thing. 2 Graydle Dragons, he will pretty much iterate 2 cards on the field when he's summoned, because it's up to the number of water synchro material you used. And then if he leaves the field, or you destroy him with Graydle Slime, which can be activated in the graveyard, I don't think I said that earlier, he can then summon out another water monster. So you summon out this guy, and then next turn you could make a Star Eater if you really want to. You could destroy him with Graydle Slime and then one other Graydle card, and then he would summon out one, and then Graydle Slime would summon out one from the graveyard, so which would allow you to make Star Eater. And if he does end up leaving the field, you can summon out a Graydle, so that can make it very hard for your opponent to really do stuff. Crimson Blader is of course just really good, especially against Cosmos. If they can't do anything and you get off his effect, it can really hurt your opponent, keep them from doing much. Omega, you don't manage anything, but getting rid of a card from your opponent's hand is very useful, especially against Cosmos, because they go for that farm girl, chain Omega. Aha. Scrap Dragon can trigger our Eagle, so no reason why not to run it, and you get a pop-up card. It's another impact, pretty much, so not awful. Stardust Spark Dragon is of course really decent, but I don't think there's anything stupid you can do with it. Like, you can't, does this target one face-up card you control? So yeah, so you can't protect your, like, it's not like you can have like 2 kaijus with them, because the kaiju, if you take control of a kaiju while you control a kaiju, it's immediately destroyed, so you don't even get time to use Stardust Spark's effect. But he isn't. He's definitely worth running, especially with your skill. Oh wait, his effect would be negated. He's not bad to run. Allows you to protect whatever you want. And then of course Boxer, like I said, he can just cycle your graydles like crazy. You can destroy your any card you control. So you can destroy the monster you took control with, and then summon out that another monster. So it's just really good. And then we run some rank 4s, but we don't run any level 4s in the deck. But this is just in case we do end up taking control of 2 level 4s. It's going to be too uncommon. You can take you can make a 101 or a Castell, and that just would feel really good. That would feel really good. And of course we have the Nightmare Shark and the Alucard to do whatever we need with. You don't really want to overlay with graydles, but if you have to, it's going to be the worst thing in the world. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.